Susan Thibadeau won first prize in the Bohemia Fire Department's fire prevention essay when she was in the 6th grade and has been writing ever since. Her short story, Lucky on the Charm, appeared in Lucky Charms 12 Crime Tales. Her novella, The Discarded Spouse, appeared in Alfred Hitchcock Mystery Magazine, and it was awarded the Black Orchid Novella Award. You didn't say enough here. Okay. I should also mention that is the award presented by the Nero Wolfe Society, and Susan is the first woman to have ever won the award. She has a soft spot for hapless protagonists, as you might be able to glean from this excerpt from her short story, Murder on the Chimera's Watch. Please welcome Susan Thibadeau.
Before I read, I just want to thank everybody who came. This is so exciting to see a room full of wonderful writers and mystery readers and sci-fi readers and writers. And I want to thank Martha, who actually was the one who corralled everybody to do the reading, and she was relentless in tracking us all down and making sure that she had bios from everybody and really, really gemmed up the excitement. So thank you so much, Martha. Thank you all. Yeah, thank you all for coming. Okay, so yeah, I love hapless protagonists, and so this short story is an homage to, hapless protagonists everywhere. The ball of scrunched paper arced perfectly, then landed squarely in the trash can. Yet another perfect throw. With so much practice, it had become much too easy. I relinquished my chair to stand before the window. Down below, sidewalks were bustling with shoppers intent on after-holiday sales. I was beginning to woe the day I'd left Hazlitt and Hazlitt to open my one-man operation. Accounting clients were nowhere to be found, and now 2 weeks after Christmas, I had no real prospects for the looming tax season. So it was with great relief that I heard the outer door open, and my secretary and cousin, Angie, an aspiring actress, said, "He's awfully busy today, but let me see if he has a few minutes." She swept into my office rather decorously, gently closing the door behind her before her arms and legs went flailing in what I can only describe as the penultimate chicken dance. Straightening up, she smoothed her tangle of red hair and walked back out. "He'll see you now." Hungry as I was for a client, I wasn't prepared for the vision that walked through my door. I'm sure the words of Byron, Keats, and Shelley would have risen to my lips had I actually read those gentlemen in college instead of referring to Cliff's notes. She had long auburn hair and sweet, wide blue eyes that looked like they'd never been party to a lie. Her mouth seemed incapable of a crossly uttered word. I stepped from my post at the window to greet her and inadvertently sent the trash can sprawling. She bent to pick up my paper scrunches. Momentarily taken aback, I finally sprang into action. "No, please," I said, "I'll get them." Scooping down, my mouth came ever so close to her ear, behind which she'd brushed that marvelous hair. I longed to whisper into it the scent of fresh citrus and some ineffable something else, maybe hyacinth, maybe lilac, egging me on. But then she turned her face to mine and smiled, and I forgot everything, even language itself. Luckily, she stood up and held out her hand, letting me regain my senses. "Catherine Moreland," she said. I quickly scooped up the trash and righted the receptacle. "Ambrose Hunt," I replied, taking her delicate hand in mine, then motioning her to sit. "What can I do for you?" Her proximity made it difficult to concentrate. She explained, the niece of the long-widowed Lilith Barrows, a client of my old employer. But Catherine continued, H&H was just too large a firm, too impersonal for her to feel comfortable in trusting her aunt's financial affairs. What she wanted was a more intimate alliance. She leaned over, placing a delicate hand atop mine. "I just know that together we can help my aunt get her affairs in order," she said. Her touch loosed frenzy within me. I barely managed to see her to the door. Only after she left did I realize I'd agreed to travel the 100 or so miles from the city to her aunt's home, a small estate in the mountains. Through the train windows, the winter landscape was all gloom. The sun, obscured by a thick blanket of clouds, the ground buried under steadily falling snow. Normally, such a scene would have disheartened me, but I knew when we reached her aunt's home, Catherine would be there to meet me. We might not make it, Boo. Angie peered through the glass. We'll make it, Ange, I said, and don't call me Boo ever again, especially not in front of the clients. I hated my childhood nickname. My mother claims I'd had trouble pronouncing Ambrose, but I'm sure it was Angie who first uttered the hated moniker that has haunted me ever since. It's kind of 50-50, which is worse, Boo or Ambrose, she said. I could hear the worry under her attempt at banter. She'd been adamant about coming along, and I supposed it was because she didn't trust I could handle a client on my own. Ambrose makes me sound very distinguished, I said, and that's exactly the kind of accountant a wealthy older woman would want. Angie laughed. That's not who you are. I turned back to the window. The snow fell heavier still.